No, I'm just kidding. It doesn't suck to have a high income. If you're in a position where you're making good income, where you're not only able to provide for your family, but have enough left over to invest, save for the future, and spend on some of life's pleasures, you are blessed. However, I know there are things that you complain about behind closed doors. So in the spirit of whining about first world problems, let me share with you 12 reasons why it sucks to have high income. Number one reason why it sucks to have high income. If you're frugal, people will judge you. You're making good money. You should have more than enough. Why are you still driving that beater? Why do you still pack lunch to work? Why are you still living in that cramped apartment? Live a little. What's the point of making all that money if you aren't spending it? In a society where people confuse income with wealth, it is hard for many to understand why someone making $200,000 to $400,000 a year tries to be frugal. What many don't understand is that frugality is the cornerstone of wealth building. It's not just about income. That is only one part of the formula. If you really want to build wealth, you have to save a good chunk of that high income and invest. So if you're making good income and are practicing frugal habits, I give you a big thumbs up. You get the Financial Tortoise seal of approval. Alright though, what if you're at the other end of the spectrum? You do decide to live a little. Would the criticism stop? Unfortunately, no. The number two reason why it sucks to have high income. If you spend lavishly, people will judge you. Wow, you're so irresponsible. You are so showy. Stop trying to show off how much money you're making. Don't you know you need to save for retirement? What would happen if you lost your high-income job tomorrow? Do you have a backup plan? The bottom line is that people will judge you no matter what you do with your money, whether you're being frugal with it or spending it lavishly. You give people the opportunity, and many would gladly tell you what to do with your money, especially more so if you have a high income. So recognize this and develop the mental muscle to ignore people's judgment. At the end of the day, your hard-earned money is your money, and you make the decision on how to save it or spend it. So forget what anyone else thinks. A quick reminder to download your free one-page companion PDF guide for this video. It lists everything I'm covering in this video in a simple to digest one-page format. I'm personally a big fan of seeing things visually on top of hearing them. So if you'd like a free copy of this PDF, please go to the link I'll have in the description below. Number three reason why it sucks to have high income. You pay more income tax. In America, we have what is commonly called a progressive tax system. A progressive tax is where your tax rate increases or progresses as taxable income increases. It imposes a lower tax rate on low-income earners and a higher tax rate on those with higher income. And it works like a set of stairs. A portion of your income is left at each step and taxed at the flat rate tied to that tax bracket. If your income exceeds the threshold for one stair, that amount will progress to the next stair and be taxed at the next highest rate. The highest tax rates are currently 35% and 37%. In 2024, if you're a single filer, you're in the 35% tax bracket if you're making more than $244,000. If you're married filing jointly, you're in the 35% tax bracket if you're making more than $487,000. At 35%, you essentially take home only 65% of the next dollar you earn. And we're not even talking about state taxes. If you live in states with high state income tax like California, Hawaii, or New York, talk about double whammy. But do you know what else sucks in addition to paying high income tax? High phone bills. So that's why I'm excited to talk to you about Mint Mobile, who I'm partnering with for today's video. Every time you look at your phone bill, do you ever wonder, what am I paying all this money for? Speed coverage, data, access to 5G, unlimited talk and text, mobile hotspots? Well, Mint Mobile offers all these features for as low as $15 a month. And you might be asking, how are they able to do this? It's because Mint Mobile's whole business model is based on direct online selling. They cut out unnecessary and expensive retail stores and salespeople. Why pay more than you have to for access to the same network, right? And switching to Mint Mobile is super easy. Thanks to digital eSIM cards, you can sign up and activate it immediately right on your phone. And if your phone doesn't have an eSIM card, Mint will ship you a new one for free. So if you want to start saving money on your phone bill today, use my link. Try mintmobile.com/financialtortoise or scan my QR code. Alright, with that said, let's get back to the video. Number four reason why it sucks to have high income. In the line of taxes, you pay more Medicare tax. If you receive W-2 income, your current tax rate for Social Security is 6.2% and Medicare is 1.45%. If you're self-employed, double this rate. To be honest, it sucks having to pay for additional taxes on top of income tax. But if you're a high income earner, at least you don't have to pay Social Security tax on earnings once you make over $168,000 in 2024. With Medicare, no such luck. It never goes away. In fact, you get hit with an additional 0.9% Medicare tax on earnings beyond the set threshold. $250,000 if married filing jointly, $125,000 for married filing separately, and $200,000 for all other taxpayers, including single filers. That's right, more taxes for high income earners. Number five reason why it sucks to have high income. Again, in the line of taxes, you're pretty much phased out of most tax credits. A tax credit is a dollar for dollar amount taxpayers claim on their tax return to reduce the income tax they owe. If you're an eligible taxpayer, you can use them to reduce your tax bill and potentially increase your refund. Sounds great, right? Well, not so fast if you're a high income earner. If you're a high income earner, the chances are you're probably phased out of most tax credits because of your income. You probably don't qualify for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, American Opportunity Tax Credit, Lifetime Learning Credit, and many more. And to be fair, this approach makes sense. The US tax system was written to financially benefit people who need it the most. But if you're a high income earner, you'd be lying if you'd say you aren't a little disappointed by being excluded from all these tax credits. Number 6 reason why it sucks to have high income. High income most often comes with high stress. There's a reason why companies are willing to pay you such high salary. It's not because they like you so much or because they're being generous. It's because you make them money. And making money is hard. It requires tremendous ingenuity, hard work, and sacrifice, which also comes with a fair amount of stress and pressure. For example, investment bankers make really good money. An analyst only 2 or 3 years out of college can make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. But do you know what's required to make that level of money? At times, an 80 to 100-hour work week. Many of my business school classmates who came from banking talked often about how they had no social life and were under constant stress from work. Always more deals to work on, more slides to update, and more spreadsheet models to run. Or how about physicians? Physicians are one of the highest paid occupations here in the United States. However, they're also probably one of the most overworked people, always on their feet, taking care of sick patients, and barely getting any time to spend with the family. High income is great, but be careful not to get burned out from all the stress. Don't let it come at the cost of your health and time with the most important people in your life. Number 7 reason why it sucks to have high income. There's a good chance your social network is made up of only high-income individuals. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with this, and most often this happens naturally. We become friends with people that are like us, people that work in similar fields, similar jobs, and similar socioeconomic status. However, what often happens when our social circle is made of only people with similar high income, we can develop a narrow point of view of the world, not being able to relate and understand the challenges people from different socioeconomic backgrounds are going through. I'm a firm believer that maturity and growth comes from exposure. My most memorable events in life came from when I interacted with people who were completely different from me. People from different cultures, occupation, and socioeconomic status. It was during those interactions I realized how narrow my mindset was and how much more there was to learn. If you're a high income earner, it may be comfortable to only spend time with people that are similar to you. However, I challenge you to break out of your comfort zone at times, because when you do, you'll realize how big the world is. Number 8 reason why it sucks to have a high income. People will assume that you're rich. As I stated earlier, most people confuse income with wealth. We easily assume that someone making $500,000 a year in income is wealthy. However, that is far from the truth. I've seen firsthand many individuals who make $500,000 a year but are no better off financially than someone making $50,000 a year because they spent everything they earned. But the assumption still stands. So if you have high income, people will naturally assume that you have money, and money to spend or even give. It doesn't matter that you're still paying off your student loans or trying to save for a house. Just the fact that you have the title of a vice president of engineering or an orthopedic surgeon makes you rich in most people's eyes. And this could come with its own set of baggage. When you go out with your family or friends, there could be an expectation that you pay more than your fair share because you make more money. Or when it comes to holidays or birthdays, there could be an expectation that you give lavish presents because of your high income. Thus, if you meet someone for the first time, it may best serve you to talk about things other than what you do for a living. Number 9 reason why it sucks to have a high income. In the line of people thinking you're rich, people will assume that you know money. Again, this comes from the belief that income is wealth. But income is only one part of the formula. Building wealth requires a lot of other things. Knowing how to manage our spending, being able to discern between good versus bad investments, understanding insurance and how it plays into protecting us. These are things that we need to study separately. They're not taught in schools. Our bosses aren't going to sit down with us and review our 401k options. If we allow so-called professionals to guide us, we'll be all invested in expensive, actively managed funds that make a lot of money for them, but not for us. But when you have high income, most people give us a benefit of the doubt, believing that what got us to our high-paying jobs are the same skills to building wealth. Thus, people might start asking you questions about money. What should I invest in? How should I manage my money? Should I buy that new Tesla? Should I refinance my mortgage? And the most dangerous part of all this is you could actually start to believe that you know money because people are coming to you about it. And by the time you realize that you know a lot less than you think, it might be too late. You worked hard to get to where you're at. You're smart, intelligent, and really good at your job. However, that doesn't automatically mean you know money. This is a skill you need to develop separately. Number 10 reason why it sucks to have a high income. contribution limits, or at least a hassle to get around contribution limits. High-income earners don't get to deduct traditional IRA contributions, and they cannot make direct Roth IRA contributions. Yes, you can do a backdoor Roth IRA, but you have to follow specific steps and figure out the pro rata issue. I know, it doesn't get any more first world problem than this, but if we're honest about it, doing a backdoor Roth IRA is still a pain in the butt compared to direct Roth IRA contributions. Number 11 reason why it sucks to have a high income. No healthcare insurance subsidy, specifically ACA subsidy, or sometimes called the Obamacare subsidy. Enabled by the Affordable Care Act, the premium tax credit is a refundable credit that helps eligible individuals and families cover the premiums for health insurance purchased through the health insurance marketplace. And a nice aspect of this credit is that the credit is applied immediately when you purchase through the health insurance marketplace. You don't have to wait until tax time to receive this credit. The government will pay 1/12 of the credit directly to your insurance company each month, and the insurer will bill you for the rest of the premium. Well, sounds great if you qualify. However, if you're a high-income earner, I wouldn't bet on it. The chances are you'll need to pay the full cost of health insurance out of pocket or remain on your company's healthcare plan. Number 12 reason why it sucks to have high income. Too many options. Yes, I like to reiterate, this is a first world problem. However, the issue still stands. When you have high income, you're bombarded with more options than most people. What should you invest your money in? Should you max out your 401k before contributing to your ESPP? Or should you max out your HSA before you do a Roth IRA conversion? Or pay down your low interest car loan before buying that rental property? Or how about when it comes to spending? Should you save for a home down payment before paying down your student loans? Or forget buying a home and invest more in taxable brokerage account? This also comes down to a career as well. Should you try moving to a different company to get a 30% raise? Or because you want to spend more time with the family, should you go part-time? A lot of things that you have to think through and juggle. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. Thank you guys for watching. In the theme of high income earners, if you'd like to learn about some of the biggest mistakes high income earners make, please check out my video here. Until next time, all the best.